Instructions on how to turn on the Cavi Lipo GT. Hit the power button and then hit mode. You'll see that the minute blinking. You go up. Usually 20 minutes is a good treatment. Hit the mode button again and the power level shows. Go up to level 8, which is the maximum setting. Hit the mode button again and then hit start. And then we hit light therapy. At that stage, the blue button on the handpiece turns on and you can see the light on the light therapy. At this point, you can control the machine from this. Turn it on, turn it back on again. Turn it off, turn it on. This is the ultrasound waves emulsifying the vegetable oil we have on this water, and it is an example of how the Cavi Lipo works on the body. When we measure a client prior to doing a treatment on the before and after, it is best to measure them while they're laying down and have these tapes that we send with the machines. You press the button and it'll come to its own measurement, so the tension around the body is consistent, and that's important. There's no need to try to alter the measurements by having it tighter one time and looser the next. So this gets its own strength, and this is how we measure. And then we take it off, remove it, and then we start with the treatment. It is best to use your ultrasound and use the equipment from across the body, because it's easier on your body when you, and your wrists when you're working across the body. So we take ultrasound gel, put it on the body, and it's helpful to have the ultrasound gel warmed in a bottle warmer because it gets a little chilly with the client. We turn the machine on and we start the treatment. And it's important to communicate with the client so they can hear the buzz in their head. You're not going to hear anything as the person giving the treatment, but they should hear a buzz in their head, and always work towards the center line of the body. So we're moving very slowly in a circular pattern. We want to spend about 2 to 3 minutes in an area the size of the palm of my hand. You have to allow time for the ultrasound waves to create cavitation within the fat cell. So we want to move at about 3/4 of an inch per second. That's slow. And we're going to spend about 2 to 3 minutes in an area this size. Now, when we're working on the curve of the waist, it's important to just move like this slowly. Here again, you're going to be making sure that the customer can hear the buzz. You may have to add more ultrasound gel, and you're going to be moving at an angle like this. It helps to sandwich the tissue. You see how I'm sandwiching it in my hand like this. It helps the ultrasound head to absorb, and you want to have enough pressure so that the skin is touching this metal rim. That's about the right to allow good contact with the body. Are you hearing the buzz in your head? Very good. This is how we treat. Always working towards the center line of the body. We want to spend about 20 minutes in an area the size of a sheet of paper. That allows enough time to create the cavitation and to get measurable results the first time we do the treatment. It's important that we have the controls on the hand because you can always turn it on and turn it off at any time. And it's good to have the iliac crest of the hip is right here and the bottom of the ribs here. And it's when you're trying to work on restoring that curve of the waist, it's good to stay right in between those two focal points. When I'm giving instructions, sometimes I forget to move fast enough, and if you leave this transducer without moving it for 3 or 4 seconds, it starts to build up a heat sensation on the client. You want to avoid that. You don't want them to start complaining. But it shows that the system is working because it is generating some heat. Now, when we're working on that curve of the waist, you can also affect it from this position. So I'm going like this, all the way around and restoring that curve of the waist. I'm also getting the back, so I can spend time in this position also. Very helpful. It's easy for working the body. Here again, I'm working across the body. If I was working from that side, my wrist would be turned and it would give me carpal tunnel after a while. So you want to work like this and make sure there's plenty of gel on the body. We want to spend time, you can hear again, work across the body. Like this. Always working towards the center line of the body. When it comes to working the upper back, there's always the bra lines and around the arms here that are troublesome areas for clients. If you're working the whole back, you're going to spend 20 minutes in an area like this, probably 15 minutes in this area, and another 5 or 10 minutes on the upper part of the body, because the ultrasound also does skin tightening. And so as a result, you're going to be able to tighten the skin up here and get faster results and more measurable results. So spend about 2/3 to 3/4 of the time on the lower back, and then spend a little time on the upper back. Here again, working slowly, moving it no faster than 3/4 of an inch per second, and working in a slow circular pattern, spending 2 to 3 minutes in an area the size of the palm of your hand. When we're working the thighs and the back of the leg, the same techniques, moving it slowly and working up towards the groin. Your lymphatic system will drain in that direction. Stay away from the back of the knee. This is an area you do not want to spend time on. Too many lymph nodes are located right here, so stay away from the back of the knee. And here again, be working towards the lymphatic drainage areas in the groin. This is a great way to treat cellulite, and we've had some great results with clients that have cellulite on their body, and they're getting very desirable results. Here again, working at a circular pattern, moving no sooner or no faster than 3/4 of an inch per second. I oftentimes find that it's good to play relaxing massage music because it helps me slow down when we're doing a treatment. So this is how we do the legs. The same technique is used on the front of the thighs, in that you're still going to be working up towards the groin and spending time working across the body. It's important to use these techniques to also preserve your own body mechanics. Trying to work on this thigh from this side, you can see what happens to my wrists, and that's just asking for trouble. So always work across the body, and you'll notice that my wrist and arm are not really moving. What I'm doing, I have my feet staggered. My left foot is in front of my right foot, and I'm simply shifting my weight from my left foot to my right foot. And in doing so, the rest of it, my arm and the transducer are moving with no stress on my wrist or my arm or my shoulder. It's just that simple. And that's very important, because if you do a lot of treatments, you're going to have problems if you overexert your wrist and your arms. That's how we treat the legs. When we do the arms, we can use several methods. While the client is lying down, you're going to be working the bottom half of the arm, the tricep. And you're going to be, it depends on the client, they can put their arm up like this. You can get good exposure to the arm. Some clients have shoulder issues, and they cannot really lay in this position very long. So an alternate method is to have them sit up on the edge of the table and put their hand on your shoulder. And when in that position, you can have access to the entire tricep and bicep area and spend the required time in that area. The arms really don't need more time treating. Probably not more than 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes is adequate for the arms. So you'll be spending time, again, on the bottom of the arm in the tricep area, and some time on the bicep area of the arm. Here again, working toward the armpit, because that's where the lymph nodes are located. So you're going to be spending time doing it like this. Here again, moving slowly, 3/4 of an inch per second, to allow time for the cavitation to form within the fat cell. Most techniques or power levels on the Cavi Lipo GT are used at the maximum level of 8. Once in a while you'll have a client that is bothered by the sound, and you can turn it down at that point. The exception to that is when we're doing the face. Because of the bones in the face, the sound will carry right to the ear. And so we usually do not give a treatment with a power level higher than 5. In some cases it's all the way down to 3, but it depends on the sensitivity of the hearing of the customer. So we have the machine on. We're going to be working the neck, under the chin, up the jawline, and down the side of the neck on the carotid. You can also be working upper part of the base of the neck and going up like this and up the jawline. You can work all parts of the face except the eyes. You can work the cheeks, you can work the forehead, and here again, moving slow. Make sure the client hears the buzz, and on the face, I'm sure they're going to hear the buzz. So this is how we do a treatment. It's best to have them to take their jewelry out, and this is the technique that we use. And really, you don't need to spend more time than 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes is adequate for both sides of the face total. So maybe 7.5 minutes on each side, and it'll give you the desired results. We've had great results in wrinkle reduction and tightening of the skin and just lifting the skin. Here again, down the carotid, around the neck, up underneath the chin, and up the jawbone. That's typical. On older clients, they have a lot of sun damage at the base of the neck, and this does wonders on that part of the body. Now, we're going to demonstrate again the technique of the arm. When they have their hand on your shoulder, you're going to be working the arm slowly. Make sure the client hears the buzz. There's plenty of gel. And here again, you're working towards the armpit, where your lymphatic drainage is accomplished. Slowly.